soccer season with Rampart Varsity and Lewis Palmer Varsity. And my partner here is
Landon McWilliams.
Sorry for the delayed start. We were experiencing some stream delays. Um, we have Rampart on the left side of the field playing defense right now. Passes back to AJ Fitzpatrick, the starting goalkeeper for Rampart.
Pass to Sydney Fisher. Ooh, ball gets away from her. Running up the field. Looking for an open pass. Oh.
Tripped up. That was Sophie Kincaid. She was just
Committed to Iowa.
Yeah.
She's someone to keep your eyes on.
She's number 18. Lewis Palmer on the offensive, moving down the field.
Ooh, number 5.
Rampart's just regained control.
Up the field.
The ball goes out of bounds. It's Rampart's ball. That is, see the number. I think that is Dylan Morgan passing the ball in. Lewis Palmer just regained control, moving the ball downfield. Ooh, Rampart got it back. That is Sophie Kincaid again. She passes the ball downfield. Lewis Palmer's goalkeeper kicks it out downfield.
Natalie, you're a little too high.
Rampart passes the ball back to Francesca. Not Francesca. That is AJ Fitzpatrick, the goalkeeper.
Sabrina Dehart with the ball now. Pass back to Sabrina.
Kicks it far
up the
field.
That's going to be Lewis Palmer's ball.
Yeah.
Back to the goalkeeper.
Kicks it downfield, midfield right now. Rampart just regained control. That is Sophie Kincaid.
Pass to Taylon Levy.
Ooh. Lewis Palmer just regained control. That is the goalkeeper, Riley Cudney. Passes the ball way downfield. Right now, Lewis Palmer's on the offensive, waiting for the opportunity to make the shot. Ooh, Rampart with control. Terlin Levi with it. Lewis Palmer at the ball right now. To the outside of the field. It's out of bounds. That is Lewis Palmer's ball. Number 20, Kelsey Hall is passing the ball in for Lewis Palmer. Ooh, out of bounds again. Looks like Rampart's ball this time. It's on Rampart's side of the field. She passes it down to Sophie Kincaid. A little bump there. Looks like there's a penalty on Lewis Palmer. A minor penalty.
Pass to Abigail Davis.
Rampart's making their way downfield.
Looking to get their
Francesca
first
Jordan.
goal here, maybe to set the tone. Get themselves some momentum. Up the field, number 8.
Haley Zeigner passes it. Good save. Ooh, good defense by Lewis Palmer. Lewis Palmer still has control. It did not go out of bounds.
Cheyenne Bryan with the ball. Looking to maybe do something.
Rampart with good defense right now, keeping them from moving it downfield. Rampart just gained back control, moving it back downfield. Sophie Kincaid. Ooh. Lewis Palmer just good defense by both sides. Ooh, Lewis
Looks
Palmer
like Sophie
kicks it out of
Kincaid got
bounds.
hit in the face.
Looks like Rampart's ball right now. That is Dylan Morgan, I believe, passing the ball in for Rampart. Sophie Kincaid on the right side. Francesca Jordan playing offense. Oh, Lewis Palmer got the ball back.
Oh,
Good
saved by the
save.
goalkeeper. Number 12, Ashley Walu with the ball. Pass back to number 17, Ashlyn Hitlin.
Lewis Palmer trying to make their way downfield. Ooh, Rampart just gained control again. That is number 7, Terlyn Levi. She passes it back down to Sarah Dunn.
Back to Abigail Davis.
Moving the ball back downfield.
Upfield.
That is McCorkle again, I believe.
Francesca
Jordan.
Jordan.
Jordan, yeah. Ooh, gets hit out of bounds by Lewis Palmer. It's Rampart's ball, I believe. That is number 5, Kinsey Zeigner. Tossing it in for Rampart. Both teams are playing pretty well right now. Their defense is really good. No team has managed to gain good control and made their way fully downfield.
Ooh.
Just misses the goal. It's Lewis Palmer's ball now. It's in Riley Cudney, the goalkeeper's hands, or on the ground. She's about to kick it downfield. That's Sophie Kincaid. Ooh. Lewis Palmer's ball. It was hit out of... No, there's a... No, it is Lewis Palmer's ball. Kicks it far downfield towards Rampart's goal. Rampart playing great defense right now. Rampart just
back up the
regained
field.
control. Never mind. Looks like Lewis Palmer has it right now. Passes it back down to Lewis Palmer's goalkeeper, Riley Cudney. Sophie Kincaid on the defensive. Ooh, Lewis Palmer has it for now. Ooh, it was kicked out of bounds. Rampart's ball on the 35-yard line. That's Sophie Kincaid with the ball now. Moving her
Looking to
team
do something with
downfield.
it.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Lewis Palmer just regained control again.
Back to number 4, Sabrina DeHart.
Lewis Palmer moving the ball downfield.
Back to Sabrina. To number 5, Kinsey Zeigner.
Back to Lewis Palmer's goal. The goalkeeper passes it downfield to number... I cannot see what number that is. Rampart's ball again. It's Sophie Kincaid with the ball right now.
Great moves by Sophie. Stolen by number 5. Back to Sabrina Dehart.
Ooh, stopped by
Ooh.
Lewis Palmer. And it rolls out of bounds. It's Rampart's ball.
Pass to number 14, Abigail Davis. Back to number 11, Sarah Dunn.
Passes
Out to
into
field number
midfield.
12, Mackenzie McCorkle.
Ooh, tripped up
Ooh.
in midfield. It's Lewis Palmer's ball. Number 17, Ashlyn Hilton kicking, passing.
Looks like
to her
that's
team
going to
from
be out
Lewis
of
Palmer.
bounds. Yes, it is. Should be Rampart's ball.
It's on Rampart's side of the field, very close to Rampart's goal. Lewis Palmer's been on the offensive for most of this half. Out of bounds again. Looks like Rampart's ball again. It's Francesca Jordan, number 50. Oh, I was wrong. It was Lewis Palmer's ball. Number 12, passing it in, Ashley Walu. Passes it to Ashlyn Fitzpatrick, the goalkeeper. Ashlyn looking for a good person to pass it to, her team. Ooh. Lewis Palmer with the ball right now. It's number 11, Addison Sobzak.
Back to 13.
Rampart's ball again. It's number 7. Ooh, tripped up. Do not see a penalty on that one. Ooh. Ashlyn
Back to their goalkeeper.
Ashlyn looking for a person to pass it downfield to. Looks like it's going to Francesca Jordan, number 15 on Rampart.
Back to Lewis Palmer's side to number 14.
That's Rampart, number 14. Passes it to Ashlyn Fitzpatrick, Rampart's goalkeeper. Again, looking for a person to pass to, number 14 again. That is Sydney Fisher of Rampart. Francesca Jordan with the ball right now. Passes it to Mackenzie McCorkle. Back to Sophie Kincaid, moving the ball downfield with her team. Ooh, tripped up. No penalty that I can see. I can see Rampart does not agree with that call, but right now the ball is in Riley Cudney's hand, the goalkeeper of Lewis Palmer. She's looking for one of her teammates to pass to. Lewis Palmer's ball right now. They're making a few step-ins. That is number 16 stepping in for Lewis Palmer. That is Abigail Rauschenberg. Right now, Rampart's ball, number 14.
Abigail Davis.
Passes
Up
it
the field to
downfield.
15. Francesca Jordan. Back to Francesca.
She has the ball right now.
To number 7, Taylor Levy.
18, Sophie Kincaid.
Back to number 5.
Rampart's on a good offensive
Back
right
to
now.
7, Taylor Levy.
She's just
out of
misses the
bounds.
goal. Rampart was onto something there. They moved downfield really fast. Back in the hands of Riley Cudney. Lewis Palmer's goalkeeper, looking for a person to pass down to. Passes down to number 23 of Lewis Palmer. Misses her. Lewis Palmer making their way downfield. Good offensive right now. Passes to number 16, Abigail Rauschenberg. Rampart just
Number
regained
4.
control again. Ooh.
Ooh, Lewis Palmer regained control again.
Number 5, Wendell McAllister.
To number 7, Taylor Levy.
Francesca Jordan with the ball right now for Rampart. Midfield. Rampart trying to put something together.
Back to Abigail Davis. To number 11, Sarah Dunn. Kind of just passing it back and forth right now.
Making their way downfield.
Number 7 to number 5.
Number 16 with the ball. That's Abigail Rauschenberg again. Lewis Palmer with control for right now. Back down to Ashlyn Fitzpatrick, Rampart's goalkeeper. Rampart with the ball right now. Figuring out something to do. Passes it down to midfield. Sophie Kincaid, no. Lewis Palmer just got control again.
Ooh, stolen by number 7. That's Taylor Levy. Ooh, back to Lewis Palmer's goalkeeper.
Lewis Palmer with the ball right now.
Blow your drums out. That's your volume.
Rampart putting together a good offensive. Sophie Kincaid with the ball right now, moving her team down the field.
Looking to do something with it. Maybe get Rampart's first goal, get them on the board.
The ball's in the next shot.
Back to Sophie.
Shoots, just misses the goal. We've mentioned her name a few times. That is Sophie Kincaid. She had the best stats of the team last year. She just got committed to Iowa. Another person to watch out for is Francesca Jordan, number 15 of Rampart. She had 6 goals last year, the second most of the team. Lewis Palmer with the ball right now. Ball rolls out of bounds. That is Rampart's ball. Number 8 tossing it in for Rampart. That is Megan Devine.
Pass back to number 11, Sarah Dunn.
Ashlyn Fitzpatrick with the ball right now. Passes it downfield to
Number 3, Dylan Morgan. Back to number 4. Abigail Davis has the ball. Back to number 11, Sarah Dunn. Sarah Dunn moving up the field a little bit.
It's Dylan Morgan with the ball. Moving it downfield, passes it to number 12, but just misses her. Ball rolls far downfield to Lewis Palmer's side. Rolls out of bounds. That is Lewis Palmer's ball.
That's perfect, Paul. Stay a little wider when you're down there.
Riley Cundy, the goalkeeper for Lewis Palmer, waiting to pass it to her team. Isabella Candelier coming in for Rampart. She's a freshman on the team. Lewis Palmer with the ball right now. Rolls out of bounds. That is Rampart's ball. Passes it to Francesca Jordan, who looks to be passing to Sophie Kincaid. Sophie Kincaid with the ball right now. Gets tripped up.
Gets tripped up. Back up the field, Lewis Palmer's ball. Oh, back in control of Rampart. Number 4, Sabrina DeHart.
Francesca Jordan. Ooh, Lewis Palmer has it again. Isabella Candelaria with the ball right now. Rampart's ball. It's rolling close to out of bounds. Isabella regains control to Francesca Jordan. Lewis Palmer playing some really good defense right now. Rampart cannot figure out what to do. Ball rolls out of bounds. Looks to be Rampart's ball. That is Dylan Morgan, I believe, passing it in for Rampart. Lewis Palmer with the ball. Ooh, Rampart just got control again. Lewis Palmer kicks it far downfield and out of bounds. Rampart's ball, I believe.
Looks like number 3, Dylan Morgan has control of the ball right now.
Passing it in for Rampart.
To number 7, Taylor Levy. Back to Lewis Palmer.
Lewis Palmer with good control right now. It rolls right out of bounds. Just couldn't quite get it together. Dylan Morgan passing it in again.
It's okay. It's our first soccer game, so we're all winning. It's okay. You're doing fine.
Out of bounds
You
again.
guys are doing fine.
I believe Rampart's ball again. Dylan Morgan passes it in to Sophie Kincaid. Sophie Kincaid moving the ball downfield. Francesca Jordan down there, stopped by the goalkeeper. Sydney Cudney, I believe. No, Riley Cudney.
On ball
Is the
camera.
goalkeeper
Both
for
lost
Lewis
the ball at that point.
Palmer. Passes it downfield to... Ooh, out of bounds. None of her teammates could get to it in time. Rampart's ball for now.
Looks like number 8, that's going to be Sydney Humphreys.
Is passing it in for Rampart. Passes it into number 5.
Lewis Palmer has control.
Rampart on the offensive now.
That's number 7. That's Taylor Levy.
Tries to pass it to Sophie Kincaid, but just
That's going to be out
misses
of
her.
bounds.
It is Rampart's ball again. Looks like number 8 is passing it in. Sydney Humphreys. Passes it in to Terlin Levi. Lewis Palmer regains control. Looks like it rolled out of bounds. Rampart's ball. Number 5, Kenzie Zegner, kicking it in for Rampart.
Pass number 7, Taylor Levy.
Back
Up to Sophie Kincaid. That's number 4.
Isabella Candelaria with the ball right now. Rolls out of bounds. Rampart was close to their goal, but could not get a shot off. Still in control of Rampart. Looks like Dylan Morgan is throwing that in. Shoots towards the goal, stopped by the goalkeeper. Riley Cudney. Number 1 for... Oh, wait, no.
Pass to Sabrina DeHart. To number 6, Abigail Smith. Back to Sabrina. Over to number 11, Sarah Dunn. Back to number 4.
Rampart with control right now. Ooh, Lewis Palmer just got it. Trying to move the ball downfield. Just crossed the 50-yard line. Rampart with the ball. Sophie Kincaid moving it far downfield. Trying to put together a shot. Ooh, couldn't get it. Ooh, just tripped up. Who is that? That is number 5 for Rampart, who was tripped up there. That is Kenzie Zegner. And I believe I made a mistake on the goalkeeper for everyone watching. The goalkeeper right now is Catherine Kleinsmith. Riley Cudney, number 1, is still out in the field but not playing goalkeeper. Number 11 for Lewis Palmer. Addison Zach. Lewis Palmer downfield rolls out of bounds right by the goal. Rampart's ball. Ashlyn Fitzpatrick, the goalkeeper for Rampart, looking to looking to put something together for her team. Passes it far downfield. Isabella Candelaria.
Okay, that's going to be out of bounds.
Good defense by Lewis Palmer. Looks like
That's going to be Rampart's ball.
Dylan Morgan tossing it in.
Passes straight into Hart. Over to number 14, Abigail Davis.
Sophie Kincaid with the ball right now. Moving the ball
Great
downfield.
moves. Looking to make a pass.
Passes it to number 7, Terlin Levi. Goalkeeper for Lewis Palmer, Catherine Kleinsmith, makes a stop. Looking to put something together for her team too. Passes it far downfield to her team. Doesn't quite make it to them. Back to Rampart's goalkeeper, Ashlyn Fitzpatrick. Waiting to pass it to her team. Rampart. High up in the air. Rampart's ball.
Pass to number 4. That's going to be Sabrina DeHart.
Isabella Candelaria with the ball. Moving it downfield.
Still Isabella.
Looking to pass to number 6.
Shot.
Smith.
Oh, I just barely missed.
Rolls out of bounds. Lewis Palmer's ball. Catherine Kleinsmith, the goalkeeper for Lewis Palmer, with the ball for now. Looks like Lewis Palmer's making some changes to their team. That is number, I cannot quite see yet. I believe that is number 17, Ashlyn Hilton, but I cannot tell for sure. Rampart with the ball, passes it to Ashlyn Fitzpatrick, her goalkeeper. Passes it downfield to number 4.
Sabrina DeHart. Just really missed it.
That is Lewis Palmer's ball. Number 1 tossing it in for Lewis Palmer. That is Riley Cudney. Passes to number 5 of Lewis Palmer, Gwendolyn McAllister. Number 14 for Rampart right now.
Abigail Davis. Just barely out of bounds.
Number 8 tossing it in for Rampart, Sydney Humphreys. Back to Abigail Davis.
We're number 7.
Terlin Levi. Trying to find someone to pass to. Ooh, good defense by Lewis Palmer right there. It is their ball too. Passing it in for Lewis Palmer. That is Riley Cudney again. She passes it to number 5, Gwendolyn McAllister.
Back to Sabrina DeHart.
Rampart with the ball right now. Ashlyn Fitzpatrick passes it far downfield. Rampart, good defense for right now. Trying to get it back to their goalkeeper. We have an injured player on the field. The game is not stopping yet. The game just stopped. The people taking a kneel. Rampart seems very worried. Cannot quite see who that is. Rampart just had a great defense right there. They got the ball back in no time. Rampart had a winning season last year. They were 6-4. I believe Lewis Palmer had a decent record. They were 3-6-1. Rampart with the national rank 1,251 and the Colorado rank 83. They are 5A Pikes Peak. The head coach of Rampart is Carissa Whitston. I do not know how long she's been the coach for them, though. The head coach for Lewis is, I cannot, it does not tell me. Head coach is Brian Barkey. And the statistician is Mark Kleinsmith. I believe the injured player on the field is Dylan Morgan.
What?
The medical personnel are checking her out right now. Let's hope she can get up and walk it off. She's a very tough player. Both teams so far have been playing great defense. Cannot quite put neither team can quite put it together on offense right now. Both teams in a huddle right now, discussing the game plan. Dylan Morgan still out on the field. Both teams have great players. Last year for Lewis Palmer, the team goal leader was cannot,
Looks like Dylan Morgan's gonna be okay getting up, walking off.
she's standing on her hurt leg, it seems like. She's standing on it, which is good. So back to what I was saying, the leading player on Lewis Palmer's team for goals was Addison Soapsack last year. She had 4 goals and played 5 games, I believe. The league record for Lewis Palmer was 2-4-1 last year. And the league record for Rampart was 2-3. This is their first game of the season. Some players left last year, and we got some new ones this year for both teams. Dylan Morgan walking off the field with some help from the medical personnel.
Athletic trainers.
Athletic trainer. She seems to be alright. Stands are clapping for her. Both teams back out on the field. It is Rampart's ball right now, where we left off. AJ Fitzpatrick.
ball cameras.
Rampart's goalkeeper is talking to the refs. AJ Fitzpatrick looking for someone to pass to. Passes it to midfield to number 5, Isabella Candelaria. Number 7, Taryn Levi has the ball for now. Lewis Palmer with good defense. Rampart's ball, though, it rolled out of bounds.
To number 5, Kinsey Zingner. Over number 7, Talon Levy. Looks like that's going to be out of bounds.
Sophie Kincaid tossing it in for Rampart.
To number 7, Talon Levy.
Lewis Palmer passes it downfield.
To number 15,
but Rampart
back to
gains
Isabella
control.
Candelaria.
Francesca putting up a good fight, gets tripped up.
Rampart's ball.
No, that is Rampart's ball. Isabella Candelaria passing it in for Rampart. Down towards Lewis Palmer's goal.
Over to Sophie Kincaid. Looking to do something with the ball.
Lewis Palmer with good defense gets it away from their goal. But Rampart passes it back down to their goalkeeper, Fitzpatrick. She passes it downfield again to Isabella Candelier. Francesca Jordan with the ball right now.
Still 0-0 score with 8 minutes and 20 seconds left in this quarter. Half.
Rampart with the ball right now. Passing it back down to their goalkeeper,
Back
AJ
to number
Fitzpatrick.
11, Sarah Dunn. Good moves by Sarah.
Rampart trying
Back to number 8, Sydney Humphreys. Going up the field with it.
Rampart's moving the ball downfield.
Over to Sophie Kincaid.
Number 5 shoots. Ooh, but it gets tipped by one of the...
Back to Sophie Kincaid.
Lewis Palmer. Sophie Kincaid shoots but just misses. It is Lewis Palmer's ball right now. Goalkeeper for Lewis Palmer, Catherine Kleinsmith with the ball. Waiting for her team to get set. Lewis Palmer just made a substitution. Number 8, Megan Devine coming in for Lewis Palmer. Francesca Jordan with the ball. Lewis Palmer on the offensive just rolls out of bounds. That is Rampart's ball. Passes it in to Francesca Jordan. But she gets tripped up before she can do much with it. Rampart on the offensive. Moving the ball downfield.
Number 11 still has it. That's Sarah Dunn.
Good defense from Lewis Palmer. The ball rolls out of bounds. Lewis Palmer's ball. Lewis Palmer still on their side of the field. Moving the ball downfield. But it rolls out of bounds before they can do much with it. It is
Looks like
Rampart's
Francesca
ball
Jordan's
now.
going to have possession.
Passes in to Taryn
Levy. Talon still has the ball.
Ooh, good
Over to
defense.
Sophie Kincaid.
Sophie Kincaid trying to do something with it.
Still has possession.
Moving it downfield. Passes it to number 5 of Rampart.
Kinsey Zigner. Number 5, Kinsey still has the ball.
Lewis Palmer regains control, passes it downfield, but
Sophie
Rampart
Kincaid.
stops it.
Out of bounds.
Lewis Palmer's ball, number 23 for Lewis Palmer. Ella Mooney
Looks like number 5 is going to get it back.
passes it down to number 13 of Lewis Palmer, Maya Williams. Number 22, Isabella Candelaria of
Sophie
Rampart.
Kincaid. Oh, just barely misses it.
Good defense by Lewis Palmer. Good defense by Rampart, too. Both teams
Looks
seem
like
to
Taylor
be
Levy's
defensive.
going to have possession.
Ooh, Rampart gets tripped up. Lewis Palmer making their way downfield fast. Gets picked up by Rampart's goalkeeper, AJ Fitzpatrick.
5 minutes left in this half. Still 0-0 score. Over to Sophie Kincaid, sorry.
Kincaid just misses her. Lewis Palmer's ball. 23, passing it in. Ella Mooney. Rampart's ball, it seems like, just rolls out of bounds. Number 8 for Rampart.
Sydney Humphrey. Over to number 14, Abigail Davis. Number 11, that's going to be Sarah Dunn.
Rampart's ball right now. Passes
Over
it
to
down
Francesca Jordan. Back to number 4, that's going to be Sabrina DeHart. Back to number 11, Sarah Dunn. Back to number 14.
Rampart trying to figure out
That's
a way to
number 5,
move it
that's Kenzie
downfield
Ziegner.
with
Sophia
Lewis
Kincaid.
Palmer's good defense. Rampart with the ball right now. Moving it downfield just past midfield on Lewis Palmer's side. Sophie Kincaid with the ball. Passes it. Shoots. Stopped by the goalkeeper of Lewis Palmer. Sophie Kincaid with the ball again. Ooh, good defense by Lewis Palmer.
Back to
down.
number 11, Sarah Dunn.
Rampart's ball right now. Francesca Jordan with it on Lewis Palmer's side of the field. Ooh, just got out of bounds. It is Lewis Palmer's ball right now. On the far side of the field, Isabella Candelier with the ball. Ball rolls out of bounds. I believe it's Rampart's ball now. Francesca Jordan passing it in for Rampart. Good defense by Lewis Palmer. Gets it away from their goal.
Back to Sarah Dunn.
Ball rolls out of bounds. Rampart's ball. Passes it down to Francesca Jordan, number 15 of Rampart.
Back to Isabella.
22.
Over to number 6, it's Abigail Smith.
Great defense by Lewis Palmer.
Looks like Kenzie Ziegner's going to get the ball.
Lewis Palmer trying to get the ball away from their side of the field. Passes it down far down. Passes it far down the field. AJ Fitzpatrick, the goalkeeper for Rampart, stops it and passes it back down the field. Isabella Candelier with the ball for now. Just gets kicked out of bounds by Lewis Palmer. It is Rampart's ball. On Lewis Palmer's side of the field, close to their goal. Isabella Candelier passing it in for Rampart. Rampart tries making a shot. That was number 4, Sabrina DeHart of Rampart. Lewis Palmer with the ball right now. Short pass. Lewis Palmer making their way down the field. Stopped by Francesca Jordan. Gets the ball back to Rampart. Shoots. Stopped
just barely
by the goalkeeper of
misses.
Lewis Palmer. Catherine Kleinsmith. Catherine Kleinsmith passing the ball down the field for Lewis Palmer.
Back to number 11, Sarah Dunn.
Lewis Palmer with the ball for now. Sophie Kincaid for Rampart gets control of the ball again. She's making her way downfield fast Ooh, stopped by Lewis Palmer. Number 27, I believe. No, 21, Emily Breedlove for Lewis Palmer was down the field. Couldn't do something with it. Back on Rampart's side, AJ Fitzpatrick, the goalkeeper, passes it to number 14, Sydney Fisher of Rampart.
Up to Sophie Kincaid, just barely misses it.
Number 7, Taryn Leroy, making her way downfield, shoots, just misses.
Barely missed.
Good stop by Lewis Palmer's goalkeeper, Catherine Kleinsmith. Great defense by both sides so far. No team can figure out how to score. They keep trying, but the defenses on both sides keep stopping it. I believe there was a timeout called.
That's the end of the first half.
It is halftime. So far, both teams have been playing great.
Just announce we're going to play last week's K-Round.
We are playing the school's television, K-Ram, for halftime newscast.
Welcome back to this week's K-Ram Rams. I'm Paul Bennett.
And I'm Kenny Carls.
In recent news, Brianna Tran, Celine Bono, Ahana Paul, and Maya Dietrich qualified for nationals in speech and debate, so congratulate them when you see them.
Congrats goes to Colton Osborne, who took first place in the Colorado Bridge Building Contest last Saturday up in Denver. Sienna Ferreira took fourth place, and Fernando Ferreira took fifth place.
Last Friday, the 15th annual Bald for Bucks came back in classic style.
It was the first time back with an in-person assembly. Over 160 students from the community shaved their heads.
Bald for Bucks has returned, and as always is a vital part of Rampart community and culture.
I've been doing Bald for Bucks for the entire 15 years that we've had it. To be honest, it was kind of an accident. I just kind of mentioned one day that we should do a fundraiser for our amazing teacher that had cancer. Immediately, NHS, the girls volleyball team, guys football team just rallied around that, and that's how it was born. And we did it 1 year, and then it came back a few years after that when our teacher's son asked that we bring it back.
One of our teachers, other than Mr. Anderson, has also been doing it for nearly as long, and he has his own special reasons for doing so.
I have a sister-in-law who has battled leukemia for 30-some years and actually just had a bone marrow transplant. Took her about 3 months up in a hospital in Denver. So my sister-in-law Judy is who I really do this for.
Bald for Bucks has created a unique sense of community here at Rampart. Whether it be student or teacher, they all have their reasoning for doing it.
I chose to do Bald for Bucks because I have a lot of family around me, especially during COVID, that went through cancer. And I did it in 8th grade, so I just figured doing it my senior year would be nice.
Many of our students here at Rampart decided to shave their head in support of Bald for Bucks.
It feels really good, like that my hair is gone. It was so like dry and awful, and it's all gone. It feels so freeing, and like my head's all soft. I've always wanted to shave my head for Bald for Bucks, but I was always like too intimidated to do it, and I thought like that's like a little too extreme. But this year, I really wanted to because, you know, like high school is coming to an end for me and I just wanted to do something fun.
This is my, I think, 4th year doing it. I do it to support cancer kids, and I've also had multiple family members pass away from cancer, so it's also to support them.
It feels kind of weird, you know, so like when it was going off, you couldn't really tell. But then once it was all gone, like I put my hand on it, I can feel like the coldness of my hand, and if like people are breathing, I can feel it, and it's like really strange. Because before I had pretty long hair, so it's kind of interesting now.
Definitely very different. I used to have like hair down to here, and now it's all gone. I think it's a really cool thing. I've done it every year since 5th grade, so this is my 5th year doing it. And it's just really fun assembly and really inspiring.
It feels really good. This is my first time doing Bald for Bucks, but it's such a good cause, and being able to like show that I did it through the manifestation of a bald head, it's a really good feeling. It's just helping people with cancer, and it's for a great cause, and it's really cool because the whole community comes together to do it, so I would highly, highly recommend it.
Thank you to everyone who decided to donate to Bald for Bucks, and a special thanks to our Bald for Bucks coordinators, our StuCo, and LLS for giving us this opportunity to help others.
It was incredible to see everyone there to support research against cancer. Rampart High School is currently first in the nation for fundraising. Donations are already higher than $20,000 online.
Moving on, Rocky Mountain High is the class of choice when it comes to fun, physical, extracurricular activities here at Rampart.
Not many people know about it, so we decided to find the story.
Yesterday, Rocky went on a snowshoeing field trip throughout the Colorado mountains, which is definitely an experience to remember. Karen wanted to dive into the class that is Rocky and see what it's all about.
Rocky is an outdoor education program. We've been at Rampart since the school opened.
So Rocky's a sort of gym class where you go and you do physical activities like up on the rock wall or, out in public.
Basically a PE class where we do several different courses throughout the school year.
We learn how to rock climb and just do different physical things on the rock climbing wall.
And a bunch of other outdoor adventure type courses.
I like how it's just one big community, everyone in the class knows each other and you're really familiar with everybody.
It's an inclusive class, it's for people that are really physically active and also for people that have never rock climbed before. There's a really good range of students.
I've always enjoyed rock climbing, but there's more than just rock climbing.
I love it because it teaches people skills, Colorado skills. I mean, we have such a great opportunity. It's different than your normal PE class.
There are a variety of courses and activities that Rocky offers, ranging from very simple to very intense courses.
There are different units like on the rock wall or in the high or low ropes outside.
There's obstacles on the gym ceiling.
And then we go outside early in the semester for the outside top ropes. That's a lot of fun. It's pretty difficult, but if you have friends, it's not that hard.
They seem to really enjoy it and they like it and get into it. It's something new for kids.
We go out and do physical activity, not super demanding physical activity, but things like orienteering or snowshoeing just outside.
Get kayaks in the pool. We'll do a lot of different fun activities. We try and climb outdoors and we try and rappel outdoors as well.
Most everyone in Rocky believes that everyone at Rampart should take a swing at the class.
Favorite course is definitely the high ropes course, just because it's really cool. I've never seen that at a different school before.
I do like the climbing wall because kids get how they start and how they finish is way different. They come in, some of them never climbed before, some of them never learned how to belay, and by the end of the semester they're pretty good. They're really good belayers, pretty confident.
Kind of basic. I love the rock wall, honestly. We spend a lot of time on it and it's perfect for me.
College dropout, which is basically a giant swing in the gym. It takes 10 people to pull you up, and then you just drop yourself.
We've had orienteering, which is going out and doing geographical findings of little markers around the area.
We go to different climbing gyms, just lots of different stuff outdoors.
If you're in Rocky 1, we go to Fox Run Park, and then we do go to Springs Climbing Center. If you end up doing Rocky 2, we go up to Pikes Peak and go snowshoeing. We try and go outdoor climbing, weather permitting, where we go out to either Garden of the Gods or Red Rocks Canyon.
Probably, if you want to be physically active and do something that's fun, not a specific sport, but like definitely like physical, then I would say it's a good course to join.
Because it's the best class in the school. I really believe that it's fun, it's a great experience. This one is unique. I think our program is pretty strong.
This club provides new experiences taking place inside, outside, and even on the ceiling. Consider building your confidence this year by joining Rocky. This is Tyler Roll, been signing off for KRM.
I am in that class, and it is truly something juniors and seniors should do before they graduate.
We wanted to take a closer look at Stuco and what they do for the student body.
Especially during the Ball for Bucks Spirit Week.
Spirit Week is a well-known tradition here at Rampart, but many people don't know what happens behind the idea of it. KRM asked why we do Spirit Week.
We do Spirit Week normally when we have like something going on in the school.
To open up a week, it just brings the school community together for a common cause.
Spirit Weeks are a way to get the community hyped for the event that's going to happen at the end of the week.
Since this week is Ball for Bucks week, might as well just go full out.
It's goofy and it's cool to see everybody do something different and cool.
With the goal to bring the community together, Stuco comes up with many different and creative ideas. We asked how they come up with these ideas.
Honestly, it comes from the students, it comes from the teachers.
We have a Spirit Week committee that helps to make the ideas, but it's also depending on what the specific event is and the theme of that event, we'll base our Spirit Weeks off of that.
It is not just Stuco that has creativity. Many students here get creative with their outfits. KRM asked how these outfits were created.
I just wing it every time. I have a lot of stuff over the years.
Welcome back. Halftime was interesting. Teams went in and talked. Back out on the field. Seems to be Lewis Palmer's ball for the start of the half. I was correct. Rampart gains control. Ooh, rolls out of bounds. Lewis Palmer's ball, number 18. Allison Buckley passing it in for Lewis Palmer. Rampart with the ball right now. Good defense from Lewis Palmer. Penalty on on Rampart, I believe. Lewis Palmer's ball. Rampart's side of the field now. Number 11 shoots. Good stop. Good stop from AJ Fitzpatrick of Rampart, goalkeeper. Number 11, Addison Sopsak on Lewis Palmer. Made the shot. I believe that is Addison Sopsak again. Good defense from Rampart. Ball rolls out of bounds.
That's number 11, Sarah Dunn.
It's Lewis Palmer's ball still.
That's number 16, Abigail Rauschenberg.
Rampart with good defense for right now.
Number 7, that's going to be Taylor Levy.
Rampart moving the ball downfield. Ooh, good defense from Lewis Palmer. Goalkeeper for Lewis Palmer, Catherine Kleinsmith. Lewis Palmer making their way back down the field. Sophie Kincaid with the ball. Passes it downfield to her team. Rampart's ball right now. Moving the ball back downfield again towards Lewis Palmer's goal. Rolls right out of bounds though. Lewis Palmer's ball. Number 18 for Lewis Palmer, Allison Buckley, passes it in. Rampart with control right now, moving the ball downfield, trying to get a shot off. Good defense from Lewis Palmer, gets the ball away from their goal. Lewis Palmer with the ball. Good defense from Rampart. Lewis Palmer having a hard time moving the ball down the field. Rampart with good defense. Ball rolls out of bounds. Seems to be Lewis Palmer's ball. Number 23 tossing it in for Lewis Palmer. That is Ellen Mooney. Rampart with the ball. Passes it down to Sophie Kincaid. Ball might roll out of bounds. It rolls out of bounds. Looks like Lewis Palmer's ball. Good try from Rampart. But Sophie Kincaid couldn't quite make it. I think that is Ellen Mooney, number 23 for Lewis Palmer, tossing it in again. Lewis Palmer's ball on their side of the field. Lewis Palmer passes it far downfield. Number 24 gains control of the ball for Lewis Palmer. That is Cheyenne Bryan. Rampart's ball right now. Number 7 for Rampart. Taylon Levi. Moving the ball downfield. Ooh, ball rolls out of bounds. Looks to be Lewis Palmer's ball. No, it is Rampart's ball. Number 19 tossing it in for Rampart. That is Sophia Franco. Sophie Kincaid with the ball. Ooh, just goes out of bounds. Rampart's ball again. Lewis Palmer keeps kicking it out of bounds. It's Sophia Franco throwing it in again. Lewis Palmer's ball right now. Lewis Palmer moving it downfield fast. Rampart gains control though. Rampart's ball. Ooh, Lewis Palmer on the offensive. Ooh, stopped by Rampart. Good defense by Rampart right there. Rampart on the offensive now. Moving down towards Lewis Palmer's goal. Ooh, Lewis Palmer stops them though. Good defense from them too. Ooh, Lewis Palmer moving close to Rampart's goal. It rolls almost out of bounds.
Out of bounds now.
That is Lewis Palmer's ball still. Number 18 passing it in for Lewis Palmer. That is Allison Buckley. Buckley tosses it in for Lewis Palmer. Rampart gains control. Passes it down to Sophie Kincaid. Lewis Palmer playing good defense. Number 12 for Rampart.
Mackenzie McCorkle.
Lewis Palmer gains control though. Rampart's side of the field. Passes it far downfield. Stopped by AJ Fitzpatrick. Looking to pass to her team. Kicks it to midfield to Sophie Kincaid. Sophie Kincaid moving down the field. Passes it to Mackenzie McCorkle. Mackenzie McCorkle trying to get the ball back. Ball rolls out of bounds, and that is Rampart's ball. Number 22 for Rampart, Isabella Candelier. Tossing it in. This is Lewis Palmer's side of the field. Rampart trying to get a goal. It rolls out of bounds though. It is still Rampart's ball. Isabella Candelier tossing it in again, or passing it in. It's as close as Rampart's been for the half. Lewis Palmer gains control. Great defense there. moving their way downfield fast, but Rampart gains control, passes it down to their goalkeeper, AJ Fitzpatrick. AJ Fitzpatrick looking for someone to pass to. Passes it to midfield, stopped by Lewis Palmer, defender. Lewis Palmer moving it downfield. Lewis Palmer passes it far downfield, but stopped by Rampart. Sophie Kincaid with control right now. Moving the ball downfield fast, stopped by Lewis Palmer. Great defense from number 17, Ashlyn Hilton of Lewis Palmer. Passes it to Rampart. Rampart with control right now. Isabella Candelier. Still Rampart's ball. Passes back down the field. Still on Rampart's side of the field. Rampart moving downfield fast. Mackenzie McCorkle. Lewis Palmer's side of the field. Rampart's putting something together.
Oh.
Stopped by Lewis Palmer. Great defense there. Isabella Candelier. Rampart. Still Rampart's ball on Lewis Palmer's side, but rolls out of bounds. I believe it's Lewis Palmer's ball now. Passes it to the goalkeeper of Lewis Palmer, Catherine Kleinsmith. Lewis Palmer moving their way back downfield, but stopped by Rampart. Mackenzie McCorkle for Rampart. Number 5 for Rampart, that is Kinsey Zeigner. Got control for Rampart there. Isabella Candelier tries to pass it to Mackenzie McCorkle, but just misses her and is stopped by the goalkeeper for Lewis Palmer, Catherine Kleinsmith. Kleinsmith looking for someone to pass to. Passes it to midfield. Lewis Palmer with control. Lewis Palmer moving their way back downfield. Number 2 for Lewis Palmer, Catherine Kleinsmith. I was wrong. I'm sorry for the people watching. The goalkeeper right now is Riley Cudney. Kleinsmith and Cudney switched out during the halftime. Lewis Palmer's ball right now, Rampart side of the field.
Ball on ball. Throw in.
Lewis Palmer throwing in. Stopped by Rampart. Rampart gains control. Lewis Palmer trying to get it back. Goes out of bounds. I believe that is Lewis Palmer's ball. Isabella Candelier with good defense for Rampart. Penalty for Lewis Palmer. Rampart's ball. Number 14 for Rampart, Abigail Davis. Rampart gaining control again.
Talon Levy with the ball.
Passing it back downfield.
Back to Talon Levy.
Lewis Palmer on the offensive. Trying to pass it downfield to their teammates. Number 2, Catherine Kleinsmith gets tripped up before she can do anything. Number 24 with Rampart. Not Rampart, Lewis Palmer. But it is Rampart's ball. Number 11 for Rampart, Sarah Dunn, passing it all the way down to Sophie Kincaid, but stopped by Lewis Palmer's defense.
Back to Talon Levy. Looking to pass to maybe Isabel.
Shoots, just misses. Riley Cudney, the goalkeeper right now for Lewis Palmer, looking for someone to pass to. Number 17 for Lewis Palmer, Ashlyn Hilton is also back there with her. Some substitutions for Lewis Palmer have been made. I believe number 19, Parades April, came in. And number 14, Sydney Fisher came in too for Lewis Palmer. Rampart with the ball, Sophie Kincaid trying to regain control. She gets it. Back to Tyrion
Levy.
Shoots, just
misses.
Riley Cudney, the goalkeeper for Lewis Palmer, with the ball right now. Looks to be passing down to her teammates, number 17, Ashlyn Hilton. Back to Riley Cudney. Rampart gains control.
Sabrina DeHart.
Sophie Kincaid with the ball right now, moving downfield fast.
Shoots.
Just saved by the goalkeeper, Riley Cudney. That was close. Good defense from Lewis Palmer, though. Lewis Palmer's ball right now on their side of the field. Sophie Kincaid with the ball. Sophie Kincaid. No, that is McKinney.
Taylor Levy.
Isabella Candelier with the ball. Back to Taryn Levy. Trips up. Lewis Palmer's ball. Stopped by Rampart at midfield.
Rampart's got a bit of momentum right now.
Number 11 for Rampart has the ball right now.
Back to 14.
Sarah Dunn.
Abigail Davis.
Back to Sarah Dunn again. Sarah Dunn moving down the field.
Back to number 19, Sophia Franco.
Mackenzie McCorkle with the ball. Tries to pass to Sophie Kincaid, but misses her. Lewis Palmer's ball right now, moving downfield. Stopped by Rampart. Rampart on trying to regain control. Lewis Palmer with good defense. Lewis Palmer on the offensive, but stopped by Rampart, number 14.
Abigail Davis.
Abigail Davis moving downfield, passes to Sophie Kincaid.
Back to Sophie Kincaid.
Sophie Kincaid trying to gain momentum for Rampart. Rampart's ball right now at midfield. Number 5 passes it to number 19, Sophia Franco, but the ball rolls out of bounds. It is Rampart's ball, I believe. Sophia Franco tossing it in for Rampart, tosses to number 5, Kinsey Zeigner. Back to Sophia Franco. And then to number 11, Dunn.
Back to 14, Abigail Davis. Back over to number 8.
Over to Isabella Candelier. Number 8, Sydney Humphreys passes it far downfield to Sophie Kincaid. Sophie Kincaid building momentum for Rampart, moving downfield fast, but stopped by Lewis Palmer's good defense. Sophie Kincaid regains control. Passes down to Isabella Candelier, but just rolls out of bounds. It's Lewis Palmer's ball. Riley Cudney, the goalkeeper, with it. Number 17, Ashlyn Hilton down there with her. Ashlyn Hilton is the one passing the ball, I believe. Some substitutions for Lewis Palmer are being made. Number 19, Paradas April is going out for number 9, Kathleen Alger. Rampart's ball right now, Isabella Candelier passes it down to Sophie Kincaid. Rampart has momentum right now. Back down to Isabella Candelier.
Back to Sophie Kincaid.
Sophie Kincaid with momentum again, but stopped by Lewis Palmer's defense. Lewis Palmer's defense is really good right now. Ball goes to Lewis Palmer too. Number 23 for Lewis Palmer right now, Ella Mooney. Lewis Palmer with good momentum. Midfield, almost to Rampart's side. Rampart just gained control again. Mackenzie McCorkle passes down to number 7, Taylor Levy. Sophie Kincaid again with the ball. Shoots, scores!
Goal!
1 point for Rampart. Sophie Kincaid. 1 point. No. The refs are calling it back, I believe. No. I believe Sophie Kincaid did make that goal. But Yes, she did. 1 point for Rampart, 1-0 Rampart. Lewis Palmer's ball right now. Passes down to number 2, Catherine Kleinsmith. Rampart gains control again. Ooh, stopped by Lewis Palmer though. Back down to Lewis Palmer's goalkeeper. Passes it down to midfield to number 5, Gwendolyn McAllister. Lewis Palmer gaining momentum. Lewis Palmer making their way downfield towards Rampart's goal. Ooh, but passes it back. Lewis Palmer getting set up, planning to make an offensive. Number 9 for, stopped by Rampart. Number 4, Sabrina DeHart. It's Lewis Palmer's ball, Rampart side of the field. Ball goes out of bounds. It is Rampart's ball, I believe. AJ Fitzpatrick looking to pass downfield to her team. Some substitutions are being made again for Lewis Palmer. Number 15, Chloe Ufalosi is coming in for Lewis Palmer. Back to AJ Fitzpatrick, goalkeeper for Rampart. AJ Fitzpatrick passes it down to Sophie Kincaid. A little bit over her. Ball rolls out of bounds. That is Rampart's ball, I believe. Number 19 of Rampart, Sophia Franco, is tossing in. Passes it to Taryn Levy. Taryn Levy passes it to Sophie Kincaid. Rampart has good momentum here, but stopped by Lewis Palmer's defense. Rampart trying to gain control. Lewis Palmer passes down to midfield. Rampart gains control again. Sophia Franco, number 19, with the ball. Passes it to number 4, Sabrina DeHart. Number 5 for Rampart, Kinsey Zeigner with the ball right now. Tries to pass it to Sophie Kincaid, but Lewis Palmer's defense stops that. Lewis Palmer with control. Stopped by Sophia Franco, passes it to Mackenzie McCorkle, who then passes it to Sophie Kincaid. Sophie Kincaid moving down the field. Ooh, disrupted by Lewis Palmer's goalkeeper. It's Lewis Palmer's ball right now. Lewis Palmer's goalkeeper, Sydney Cudney, with the ball. Sydney Cudney looking for people to pass to. Number 17 near her. Lewis Palmer, Ashlyn Hilton. Looks like Ashlyn Hilton is the one passing it. Passes it deep downfield. Rampart gains control. That's number 14. Passes it to Sophie Kincaid, who then tries to pass it to Taryn Levy, which just misses her. Goalkeeper Sydney Cudney with the ball right now. Kicks it deep downfield to midfield. Lewis Palmer gets the ball. Rampart's defenders got tripped up there. Lewis Palmer with good momentum here. Good defense by Rampart though. Let's see if Lewis Palmer can get through it, which they cannot. Rampart has momentum here. Mackenzie McCorkle tries catching the ball. Mackenzie McCorkle has controlled the ball right now. Passes it to Sophie Kincaid. Rampart has good momentum here. Good defense by Lewis Palmer though. They disrupted Rampart. Sophie Kincaid gets tripped up. That's a penalty on Lewis Palmer. It's Rampart's ball again. Sophie Kincaid passing it in for Rampart. Oh, I was wrong. That is number 14 for Rampart, Abigail Davis. Waiting for her team to get set. Lewis Palmer's side of the field. Rampart with decent momentum right here. Rampart's offense has really stepped up this half. Ooh, ball just rolls out of bounds. That is Lewis Palmer's ball. Number 17 for Lewis Palmer, Ashlyn Hilton. Tries to pass it, but disrupted by Sophie Kincaid.
Paul, what are you doing?
Number 18, Sophie Kincaid with the ball right now. Trying to build momentum for her team. Number 14 for... Ooh, saved by the goalkeeper for Lewis Palmer. Number 14 for Rampart, Abigail Davis. Made a shot there, but just got stopped by the goalkeeper, Sydney Cudney. Sydney Cudney passes the ball down to midfield to number 2, Catherine Kleinsmith. Rampart with good defense here. It is Rampart's ball, I believe. Number 19 for Rampart, Sofia Franco, passing it in. Passes it in to number 14, who then passes it down to Dunn. Number 19, Sophie Kincaid, again. Ooh, just gets disrupted by Lewis Palmer's defense. Isabella Candelier passes it back down to number 14, Abigail Davis, who then passes it to number 5, Kinsey Zeigner. Lewis Palmer with good defense here, passes it back downfield to their team. Starts Lewis Palmer on the offensive. Lewis Palmer, good momentum here. Let's see if they can make something out of it. Passes it down to number 19 of Lewis Palmer, Parada's April, but it just rolls out of bounds. Rampart's ball, number 19. Passes it down to AJ Fitzpatrick, the goalkeeper for Rampart. AJ Fitzpatrick waiting for a team to get set. Most likely passing it downfield. Yes. Down to number 7, Taryn Levy, who then passes it to number 5, Kinsey Zeigner. Good defense from Lewis Palmer there, though. Lewis Palmer regains control. Lewis Palmer on the offensive, making their way closer to Rampart's goal. Oh, just rolls out of bounds. That is Rampart's ball now. Number 14,
Abigail Davis.
Sophie Kincaid, good move there. Moving the ball downfield again. Ooh, but disrupted by Lewis Palmer's defense. Rampart on the defensive now. Lewis Palmer making their way downfield, but Rampart regains control. Ooh, Lewis Palmer. Lewis Palmer trying to disrupt Rampart's momentum, which they do. Lewis Palmer kicks it far downfield to AJ Fitzpatrick, but there's a penalty on the play. It is Rampart's ball. Number 11, Sarah Dunn, is passing the ball in past midfield on Lewis Palmer's side. Passes it back down to number 4 of Rampart, Sabrina DeHart, who then passes it down to Isabella Candelier, who then passes it to Taryn Levy. Lewis Palmer has great momentum now. Ooh, tries to make a sideways shot, but just misses. Lewis Palmer's ball. Sydney Cudney with the ball right now, the goalkeeper for Lewis Palmer. Number 17, possibly passing it in. Ashlyn Hilton for Lewis Palmer. Lewis Palmer's team getting set. Sydney Cudney passes it down to number 17, Ashlyn Hilton. Ashlyn Hilton with the ball, trying to play defense. Rampart stepping up. Rampart on defense right now. Stops. Ooh, Lewis Palmer has good momentum here, but gets disrupted by number 14 of Rampart, Abigail Davis. Number 5 with the ball right now, Kinsey Zeigner. Passes it down to Mackenzie McCorkle, who passes it to Sophie Kincaid. Rampart with decent momentum here. Lewis Palmer stops the offensive, though. Their defense has been remarkable this past half. Rampart with control right now. Lewis Palmer disrupting it. Lewis Palmer on the offensive gets tripped up. It is Lewis Palmer's ball right now. Number 17 again. Ashlyn Hilton passing it for Lewis Palmer. Passes it to number 16 of Lewis Palmer, Abigail Rauschenberg, but gets disrupted by Rampart. Sophie Kincaid with the ball right now, trying to make something of it, but gets stopped by number 20 of Kelsea Hall of Lewis Palmer. Rampart kicks it out of bounds. Is Lewis Palmer's ball right now. Number 20, Kelsea Hall passing it in for Lewis Palmer to number 13, Maya Williams. Rampart regains control to Sophie Kincaid. Sophie Kincaid with great momentum, making it downfield, trying to make something of it. She might have a chance of a goal here. She shoots. She makes
scores.
It.
Goal!
For Rampart. Sophie Kincaid.
That's Sophie Kincaid's second goal.
She is committed to Iowa. It is 2-0 Rampart.
With 12 minutes left. Lewis Palmer's really gonna have to step it up if they want to have a chance at this.
Lewis Palmer's defense, though, has been great this past half. Both defenses have been great. Lewis Palmer with the ball, passes it deep downfield to number 21 of Lewis Palmer, Emily Breedlove. Number 16 of Lewis Palmer has control right now, but just passes it out of bounds. Number 16, Abigail Rauschenberg. Lewis Palmer tried to make something of it, but Rampart's defense stopped them. AJ Fitzpatrick, the goalkeeper for Rampart, passes it deep downfield. Lewis Palmer disrupts it, though, with control. Lewis Palmer, just kicks it out of bounds. Looks like Isabella, number 8 for Rampart, I believe. Sydney Humphreys passing it in to number 4, Sabrina DeHart. Good defense by Rampart there. Lewis Palmer with the ball, though, still at midfield. Tries to pass to number 21, Emily Breedlove, but just misses her. It's Rampart's ball once again.
It's just 2 halves.
Isabel 9, I believe. Kathleen Alger, or number 8, Megan Devine, is passing it in for Rampart. She passes to number 14, Abigail Davis. Lewis Palmer with the ball right now. Goalkeeper Riley Cudney with the ball. Passes downfield. It gets disrupted by Rampart. Rampart's ball right now. Moving downfield. Isabella Candelier with the ball. Tries to stop it from going out of bounds. It is still Rampart's ball, I believe. That is number 8, Sydney Humphreys, passing it in for Rampart. Back down to, I cannot see what number that is. That was Talon Levy for Rampart. She tried to make something of it, but Lewis Palmer's defense stopped her. It is Lewis Palmer's ball right now. I believe Lewis Palmer just made a substitution. Number 11, Addison Sobczak, just came in. Lewis Palmer's ball, trying to get some points on the board, but gets disrupted by Rampart's defense. That is Taylin Levy. She passes it to number 14, Abigail Davis, who then passes it to Francesca Jordan. Back down to Abigail Davis of Rampart. Rampart still has control. Lewis Palmer gains control here. Riley Cudney, the goalkeeper, stops it. Looking for a team to get set, passes the ball deep downfield. Lewis Palmer's ball right now, I believe. Rampart's Isabella Candelier tried to disrupt it. It's still Rampart's ball. Rampart just gained control. Number 4, Sabrina DeHart on Rampart, passes it to Francesca Jordan, number 15 on Rampart. Rampart on the offensive, trying to gain momentum. Can't make anything of it though. Lewis Palmer's defense is good. Rampart passes it downfield to Isabella Candelier, but gets disrupted by Lewis Palmer, number 18, and then passes it to number 10 of Lewis Palmer. It's Rampart's ball. Ashlyn Fitzpatrick, the goalkeeper, waiting for a team to get set. Some substitutions for Lewis Palmer are being made. Number 23, Ella Mooney, just came out. And I believe number 7, Catherine Bond, just came out for Lewis Palmer. Sarah Dunn passes the ball down to Darren Levy. With the ball right now, Rampart. Lewis Palmer disrupts them. It is Rampart's ball, though. They pass it out of bounds. Number 8 for Rampart, Sydney Humphreys, passes it in to number 14, Abigail Davis. It is now Lewis Palmer's ball. Some substitutions, I believe, were made too for Lewis Palmer. Number 4, Lindsay Gerber, just came in. Good move by Sophie Kincaid on Rampart. Rampart has some momentum here.
Goal!
That was number 14, Abigail Davis, I believe.
What a shot by Abigail.
Rampart. It is now 3-0. Rampart.
Rampart has a strong lead. Lewis Palmer's really going to have to do some catching up.
I believe they can do, though. Their defense has been great this half.
Offense, not so much. Rampart just has them on lockdown right now.
Same with Rampart's defense. There's good, too. Lewis Palmer's ball right now, making their way downfield. Rampart's defense, though, stopped them. Rampart on the offensive, though. Looks like Lewis Palmer's defense stopped them, though. Ooh. Riley Cudney, the goalkeeper for Lewis Palmer, kicks it out of bounds. Francesca Jordan for Rampart is throwing it in to number 6, Abigail Smith. Abigail Smith makes good momentum for Rampart, but Lewis Palmer's defense stops her. Francesca Jordan throwing it in again. Abigail Smith, I believe, number 6, tries to pass to Francesca Jordan, but just misses her. It is Lewis Palmer's ball. Number 10 for Lewis Palmer. Or number 20 for Lewis Palmer. Kosia Hall was passing it in for Lewis Palmer. Number 14, Abigail Davis for Rampart, gains control. Passes it down to AJ Fitzpatrick, who then passes it down to Sarah Dunn, who then passes it back to Rampart's goalkeeper, AJ Fitzpatrick. AJ passes it to number 8, Sydney Humphreys. Sophie Kincaid with control. Let's see if she can do something with it. She seems to be the star player for Rampart this game. Abigail Davis for Rampart passes it back down to Sophie Kincaid, who's moving it downfield fast. Passes it down to number 2, Madison McCorkle, I believe, for Rampart. Corner kick for Rampart. Number 5, I believe, is kicking it, Kinsey Zeigner. See what Rampart can do here. Passes it to Francesca Jordan. Good defense from Lewis Palmer here. Ooh. Lewis Palmer kicks it out of bounds. Never mind, it was stopped from going. No, it did go out of bounds. I was wrong. Number 11, so Sarah Dunn passes it into Francesca Jordan. Abigail Davis with the ball, number 14 for Rampart, passes it to number 4, Sabrina DeHart, who then kicks it out of bounds. Is Lewis Palmer's ball here. I believe that is number 20, Kilsia Hall, passing it in for Lewis Palmer, waiting for her team to get set. Some substitutions were made for Lewis Palmer. Number 19, Paradas April, was just sent in. And number 10, Rampart's ball right here. Stopped by Lewis Palmer's defense, but then Rampart gains control again. Rampart might gain some momentum, but no, they were stopped by Lewis Palmer. And then Francesca Jordan stops Lewis Palmer. Francesca Jordan moving the ball downfield, passes it to Sophie Kincaid. Sophie Kincaid moving the ball down, shoots, scores. Another goal for Sophie Kincaid. That is her third goal for the game. Sophie Kincaid, a great leader for the team. When she gets the ball, the whole team changes. It is now 4-0, Rampart in the lead. 2 minutes left in the half. In the second half, I believe. Lewis Palmer's ball here. Lewis Palmer trying to make something of it. Rampart's defense stops them though, passes it downfield, but gets disrupted by Lewis Palmer again. Ooh, Rampart gets tripped up. That is Taryn Levy. No penalty called though. Lewis Palmer making their way downfield again though. Rampart's defense stops them though. Number 4, Sabrina DeHart passes it to AJ Fitzpatrick, the goalkeeper, who then passes it to Francesca Jordan, number 15 of Rampart. Francesca Jordan looking for someone to pass to, but stopped by Lewis Palmer's defense. Still trying to make something of it though, and she does. Passes it to number 6, Abigail Smith. But it's back to Lewis Palmer. Let's see if Rampart's defense does something. They do, but there's a penalty called on Rampart. Lewis Palmer's ball. See if Lewis Palmer can make something of this penalty with 55 seconds left in the quarter. Number 17 for Lewis Palmer. Ashlyn Hilton kicks it in. Ooh, just almost makes the goal, but just goes over the net. Ashlyn Fitzpatrick, or AJ Fitzpatrick, for Rampart, the goalkeeper, with the ball. Seems to be draining the clock so much, I believe, waiting for her team to get set. "15 seconds left in the half. "5 seconds left. It seems like AJ Fitzpatrick is draining the clock out. I believe that is game. Rampart 4-0. I was wrong there, adding 36 seconds to the clock, I believe. The refs were holding them. There's still some game left. I was wrong. Lewis Palmer possibly going to make something out of this spare time. But Rampart on the offensive still. Stopped by Rampart's defense. Rampart moving their way downfield. Lewis Palmer's defense, though, stops it. 15 seconds left. Riley Cudney passes the ball deep downfield. Lewis Palmer trying to make something something happen. But that is game. Rampart 4-0. Lewis Palmer put up a good fight. Their defense was great, but their offense could not do anything. Rampart's offense, both teams played great, but Rampart came up on top. Teams are shaking hands now. Oh, this is Trisha Bungard with KRM Sports Broadcasting with the first girls soccer game of 2022 with Landon McWilliams.
Thanks for watching.